Hello, this is Ben from Wave. How's it going? Here's a new video on the Nasdaq. Today, as always, here on the channel, we're going to take a look at the Nasdaq, see what's happening and what could be happening using a wave theory. Now, in addition to that, we're also going to take a look at what the major components on the Nasdaq are doing. But specifically, we're going to take a look at Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon and see if the count of the Nasdaq is in line to what is happening to the individual components, or at least the most weighted ones. Now, back on the count, everything has been moving as we forecasted in the previous update. So at the time, we're looking basically for a bottom here in place with this wave 4, and we're looking for wave 5 targets. Now, the main target, as we are already into all-time high, is equality of wave 5 and 1. As you can see, it's already drawn. Equality stands at roughly $17,000. So I have been looking for 17,000 as support. So if we zoom on the hourly, we can see how we seem to be having a wave 1 and 2, 3. Let me show you 3, 4, and 5 into wave 3. Some sort of wave 4. Now, can wave 4 be completed? So there is a possibility that we have something like this, or even like this. So some sort of a flat correction, as the corresponding wave 2 was pretty much of a straightforward 3-wave move into wave 2. However, there's also the possibility where we have some sort of an expanded flat. This was A, this is B, C, and then back out for wave 5, and then at that point we continue lower. Now, given the fact that we are close to a potential top, at least that's what the yellow wave count is suggesting me, we could expect some sort of, we now broken through previous highs, which is also all-time highs, move strongly to the downside. People think this bull market, it's over, and so they start selling, we continue higher, we grab liquidity, and then at that point we continue lower. So kind of based on how the market usually likes to move, it is something that I would be expecting. However, even if we already have a wave 4 in place, I would not be surprised. Now, again, 17,000 major resistance we're expecting. And at that point, and let's go back to the 4-hour chart. At that point, it comes really down to, so first of all, again, obviously my count is assuming that we have a wave 4 of cyclically in place, and that should, I don't know why it's not showing up right now, but it maybe it shows up on the daily. There we go, here, a wave 4, and we are looking for their upside, which again, why are they all messed up? I honestly don't like when TradingView does this. Anyways, so let me delete this, which I just wanted to show you where equality of 1 and 5 stands. So at this point, either we topped in wave 3, and then as expected, we do move lower. I would expect 15,000 to act as support. We could dip a bit below 15,000, but still I would like to act it as support, and then we could continue higher into wave 5. So basically, first quarter, or at least a few months into 2024, we could be seeing downside, and then either at the end of Q1 or a bit sooner, end of February, we could start to resume higher into the summer. And at that point, if we do get this 5-wave move, there's two possibilities. The most bearish one, there's a major wave 5 in place, and I would, at that point, I would expect 20,000 to be major resistance. So either a major wave 5 in place and we just pull back, ideally even down here, which is obviously the most conservative and a bit bearish count, or else this was some sort of wave 1 of higher degree wave 5, pull back, ideally back down here 15,000, and then at that point we enter a major rally. Now, are we been too bullish? Not really. So there's really, I mean, at this point, the fact that this was 3, this is 3, we continue lower. Is it possible? Yes, it is still technically valid, but are we really going to see it? It really depends, given the fact that also, as you probably already heard, we should expect at least 3 interest rate cuts into 2024. I would see that as highly unlikely. However, nonetheless, we do not have any L wave rule being broken for that count yet, despite the fact that we broke previous all-time high, but it's a flat, so we can get 3 down, 3 up, and then 5 down. Still possible, even if we break previous wave A starting point. So again, either that, or I've seen counts where they have the low here and they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, and then upside. So really, at this point, I would prefer this count. I've been sticking to this count for quite some time. It's playing out. I do believe this is a leading diagonal into wave 1, 3 down, major uptrend into a wave 3. So I do stick to this count. And again, as we explore all the possibilities, we can see this is either we could expect down, up, down, major top, or just a permanent top to then enter a major bull market. Now, which one is going to be? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Now, let's move on to Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Before we do so, if you enjoy what you've seen so far, please consider subscribing to the channel. I bring weekly updates on major US indices and cryptos, as well as you can find me on my Discord. The link is in the description of this video. So here for Apple, I've had discount for as long as I just had it, which is quite a lot. So I'm seeing wave 1, 2, and I'm expecting upside. Now, I am expecting, see if it shows on the hourly, otherwise I'll have to count it. Yeah, it does show. So I am seeing, and this is the wrong degree. So I'm seeing, as you can see here, a wave 1 in place, being a leading diagonal. So something like this. I'm expecting a wave 2. Now, we could be either, it looks like we either are soon to be done with wave A of 2, or else even wave 2. But I want to be conservative, and let's say that this A, up in B, down in C, then upside. Usually, if you're not familiar with yellow wave theory, after a leading diagonal, the pullback after a leading diagonal, in this case it's wave 2, usually ends near the wave 2 of the diagonal. So I would expect support to be here at slightly below $190, which, as you can see here, it has acted previous times as support and resistance here, here, here. So I would not be a surprise. Anyways, if basically with the count, I am forecasting further upside, a pullback, further upside, pullback, upside, which is kind of in line with what we are seeing in the Nasdaq, being Apple the major component of the Nasdaq. Now, again, I have this as a wave 3 and 4. Now, the question is, it looks like this is wave 1 of intermediate 5, and we are ready for further upside. Now, if this is wave 1, we know that unless we get an anti-diagonal into wave 5, and now please follow me. Let me know in the comments if something is not clear, by the way. I'm happy to answer all questions. So, because of the other wave rules, unless we have an anti-diagonal in wave 5, we know that wave 3 cannot be the shortest, and usually a wave 3 tends to be at least as long as wave 1. Now, that's a tendency. Can wave 3 be shorter than 1? Yes, as long as 5 is shorter than 3. However, usually you do get as minimum target equality. And equality here, as you can see, stands at $265, which, if you think about it, if you're seeing this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we could easily reach that upside target. So is this wave count possible? Yes. Now you could argue it's overvalued and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, this count is possible. The only bearish count I see is that this is wave A, this was B, but I don't really see that being a wave B. It's too directional in my opinion, and it does not look like a 3-wave move. We pull back lower, complete something like a wave 3 and then continue higher. But again, at that point, I wouldn't really see that happening. Even though, if you think about it, if on the Nasdaq we're expecting upside and then a major pullback, could Apple be a bit different, and could we see this scenario playing out? So if you think about it, you could say that you could expect some sort of a correction. And in addition to that, I have seen, let me zoom in. I have seen some counts where people said this was wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I don't really like the if you look at this, I don't really like the comparison this wave 4 and this wave 2. This looks like a whole different degree, in my opinion. Can it be possible? Yes, technically it can be possible, but it doesn't really fit the right look. At least that's what I think. And obviously though, if you expect this 5-wave move, then you could expect further downside. I would still expect, however, $165 in the region of $165 to act as support. Now, if you look at volume, actually, you see how this was quite the volume. So what this is actually quite the bearish sign, which kind of confirms the fact that we are expecting a pullback. See here, major volume on December 15th. However, we are now decreasing in volume. Volume is getting lower as we move lower. So this makes me think that yes, this is a pullback, but it's bullish corrective and the bulls are still in control. However, this, as you can see here, was kind of the sign that something to the downside was coming. Now, let me know if you have questions on Apple. Let's take a quick look at Microsoft. Let's close volume. So here, a bit similar. Now, I honestly have had this wave 2 here for quite some time, which I do agree. It looks like an ugly wave 2. Could you count? Now, the way I see it is, again, so for reference, my major top in place, major bottom, in place here. We're resuming lower. We're resuming higher. And again, given the counts on singular stocks, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon hasn't taken the previous all-time high yet, but both Microsoft and Apple have. They're both running all-time high, so that's why I don't see the major top in place with the Nasdaq. Nevertheless, I am looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, which seems to be still in completion. We're expecting that in the Discord because this wave 2 was sharp, so we're expecting a sideways wave 4 in line with the rule of alternation, upside wave 5. At that point, a larger pullback, find support above $300, and then enter potentially major rally. If we do not enter a major rally, then what I see is this was wave 1 and 2, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me get a different color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, larger pullback. We still like to see 300-ish as support. 300 is a large number, so it will attract large orders and then continue higher. So I hope you get an idea. Either we are soon due a 5-wave move to the upside completed, or else this 5-wave move, it's not a wave 1, but it's higher degree wave 3. So we had 4, 5, and then at that point we top into major wave 1, not that major, pull back, and then eventually resume higher. So that being said, let me delete everything. Again, if something's not clear, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer. And then last but not least, Amazon, which, as I said, is the only one it's the only one on the list today that hasn't taken out the previous all-time high. Now, similar count, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it's a bit clear, the 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like we can expect upside into wave 5. And then at that point, we could expect minor wave 1 and 2 to be in place. So pull back and then enter a major rally. Again, I would like to see the area of the previous 4 to act as support in case that this plays out. Pull back in 3, enter this area around $130, $120, and then find support and continue higher. What's good about this count is that we have broken through previous wave B top, and at that point the trend is telling us that is strong to the upside, and we can expect further upside. That was about it for me today. If you want to stay updated, ask me questions, I highly recommend to join the Discord. It's completely free, and there I can go into more depth in any security you want me to. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any updates, and I'll see you in the next one.